Welcome to the Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renee Patrice. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into my podcast once again. I saw this quote and I wanted to kind of break it down a little bit further because I think we see a lot of this all the time. So here's the quote. Bitter and unhappy people will never trust or see good in anyone because they don't see good or trust in themselves. Interesting. Bitter and unhappy people will never trust or see good in anyone because they don't see good or trust in themselves. I absolutely believe this. When you're bitter and you're unhappy, it's almost as if you don't trust that your life has validation to it. And I think a lot of the bitter and unhappiness comes from, or I should say bitterness and unhappiness comes from comparing yourself to other people on social media. And I'm telling you, social media, especially by these master curators, it's a lie. You're only seeing a snippet of these people's lives, and sometimes that snippet ain't even true. So you're comparing yourself to someone else, and you have no idea what they had to do to get there. You have no idea if they had to rob Peter to pay Paul, to do the things that they're doing, to travel the way that they're traveling. You don't know what type of abuse they're putting up with just because the pictures of them and their significant other look so amazing. But behind closed doors, it's tumultuous. You have no idea. Why are you bitter? Why are you unhappy? Especially when it deals with social media. You are getting a piece of someone's life that you're not even sure if it really exists. Because let me tell you, I looked at some videos on YouTube the other day and I kept saying to myself, I want to kind of change up my content and all of that. But one thing that has plagued me with changing up my content and kind of coming from a lifestyle mini vlog type of vibe is that I can't force it. I looked at some videos the other day on YouTube and I was, when I tell you, flabbergasted at how people are practicing putting on their slippers and getting it on film. I said, I could not do this every day. I understand you want to make your creative videos and everything. I'm not against that. Like, I hope to get to that point. But I could not do this. If there are people who do these things every day. And there's some days that you're just like, you know what, not today. But you do it anyway. And I understand people are influencers and a lot of folks are getting paid to do what they do. I get it. But it's like we're manufacturing our lives. I respect more if you show me your real day. Just set up the camera and do a time lapse of you cleaning. That's much more realistic than having to curate every single thing. And I love a good mini vlog. I do. I've done a few myself. I love them. I love when people put a whole lot of effort behind it. But if you're not feeling it that day, then don't do it. Don't fake the funk for us out here. Because on this podcast, I already don't edit my podcast. I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm being serious. People are like, oh, but you have music on your podcast. My podcast is not edited. And when I say edited, I mean cutting out the ahs and the ums and the, pronounce words and all that kind of stuff. I don't do any of that. The only thing that I do is add music to the background. That's it. And I manage several podcasts for clients, and it is a lot of editing, a lot of splicing, a lot of dicing, a whole lot. Right? But I don't for mine. From my perspective and for what I do, I just want to keep it real. Now, I'm not saying that my clients aren't keeping it real, but I do a lot of cleanup on stuff. People trip over their words sometimes, and we wanted to, go through. But the type of podcast that I do, I don't have to be as formal, So I want to feel like I'm just having a conversation, So I don't want it to feel as formal. You guys have heard my sister in the background over Christmas. That still remains one of the top podcast episodes from Podmas. If you go back, there's 31 episodes from December. I did Podmas. Just like the YouTubers do Vlogmas, I did Podmas. And there are 31 episodes from the month of December. So if you go dial back a couple of months, you'll hear that. And there's one episode that was one of the top ones, and my sister was calling me for dinner. I was hiding up in my mom's room all the way upstairs in the house. My sister comes all the way from downstairs in the kitchen to say, dinner is ready and we've been calling you. And you hear the whole thing unfold on a podcast. And I was like, you know what? I am not editing this out. And it turned out to be one of my more popular Christmas podcasts. And it was really cool. We have to stop being sad. We have to stop being bitter, especially over things that are beyond our control. I understand if you didn't have a great relationship with your mom. I understand if you didn't have a great relationship with your dad. Maybe you don't even know who he is. And that's made you bitter over the years. It's made you unhappy that, family member may have passed on and you never got to say the things to them that you wanted to say. I totally understand how that can change a person. But you can't spend the rest of your life being bitter and unhappy. That's something that has to change within you. And I'm likening this to social media, number one, because I feel like we watch people's social medias and we think that, they got it going on. They got this, they got that. And you don't know what they did to get there. And it can put you into a dark place because you feel like you're not measuring up. All you have to do is be better than you were the day before. If I could give you any advice about getting out of a bitter space and an unhappy circle in your life, your goal is to be better than you were yesterday. Correct the things of the past as much as you can. If you can't, then you're going to have to let it go. Have some trust in yourself that you're going to get better. Even if it's small steps. Stop following all these people or these public figures or celebrities or whatever that have the money to make things happen. They have the money to, snap their fingers and make things happen. Most people in the world don't have that. That's a small majority, that's a small minority of the group of human beings that are able to do things because they have money to throw around. 99.9% of the population doesn't have that luxury. You're a part of the majority. We're all out here. Yes, you will be unhappy sometimes, but don't let that take you to a bitter place, because once you start to get bitter, it's hard to climb out of bitterness. Right? It's very, very hard. So again, bitter and unhappy people will never trust or see good in anyone because they don't see the good and they don't have trust within themselves. See the good in yourself. Trust yourself that you're going to get better, that you're going to step forward, that you're going to go after that thing you've always wanted to do. Achieve that goal that you always wanted to achieve. I know it's not simple. I know that. But you can do it. We have to pick up out of this bitter and unhappy place, because I've seen a lot more of it. And like I said, I know the pandemic is contributing to it, but a lot of this was going on before that, and the pandemic just shined a light on it even more. So each of us, you see somebody who's down, ask what you can do for them. Don't always ask what somebody can do for you or expect to get. You gotta give. You definitely have to give. And when you're so busy giving, and when you're so busy helping, so busy mentoring, whatever it is, it's very hard to be unhappy. And it is really, really hard to be bitter, especially when you're a mentor. It's like one of the best feelings in the world. So let's try to make a change with that. I'm going to work on some things for myself, and I hope this was a word that will help you work on some things for yourself. No bitter party of one here. No unhappy life here. Not at all. All right, you guys. Find me on social media. Like, share, subscribe to this podcast. If this is your first time listening, welcome. And I hope you will be back. Subscribe so you can be, updated in your email. All right. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're on Stitcher. We are on Castbox. We are on Google Podcasts. We are also on iHeartRadio. So wherever you listen to podcasts, you will find us. Find me on social media at Onyx Queen Media. And if you want to email me, I love good email, and I do answer them. hello@onyxqueenmedia.com. Bye, you guys. Online savings simplified. Don't search for coupon codes ever again. With one click, Honey's smart shopping assistant will automatically apply discounts to your cart in seconds. Save on all your favorite things. Easily pay less for products you're already buying online. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Join Honey for free. It takes 2 clicks to add Honey to your Chrome, Safari, Firefox, or Opera browser. Find savings in seconds. While you shop, Honey will find working promo codes across the entire internet, and you save instantly. With one click, Honey will apply the best deals to your cart. It's that easy. So what are you waiting for? Get Honey. Download it today. Visit our link, www.tinyurl.com/ONYXHONEY. That's www.tinyurl.com/Onyx Honey. Start saving right now.